so you can. Oh, good. And you've got the bell also. I see the bell right under there. I feel like so many times we don't have the bell when we need it, or it's out of reach.
It's right there. Like I said, I rang it this morning early and nobody came running.
Maggie's here. She's already rang the bell and nobody came to help. That's kind of sad, isn't it?
It was a little bit before everybody got here, so.
Oh, no wonder.
In their defense.
Well, Penny's here now, and so she can help us out if we need it. But today's a haunted Halloween morning, because check out this project, you guys. Oh my gosh, Maggie's here. You've been working up a storm for Halloween this year. You got 5 things in the works if you count Scary Makers.
And they were all kind of happening at the same time, but it's so much fun to get out all that stuff and play with it.
It is, definitely. So what we're going to show you today, Maggie's got another kit that she's launching. It's the Haunted Halloween Book Vignette Kit, and it is built on a book, and the kit comes with your book. You even get a book with it. You don't even have to like go hunt up a book or hurry and read a book, so you can
and if it's a good book, you can read it before you make it.
That's true. That's true. Now, Maggie, what I like to say is Tim Holtz has got all those amazing makers, and we see the stuff and we're like, oh my gosh, if only I could do that. But you know what? You can, because Memory Bound and Maggie have put it all into a kit, and she has directions, and she's going to tell us more about that today. So, Maggie, we do have people. Is it? Oh, it's just 9:30.
It is.
Oh, most people are used to us being here like at 9:32. That seems to be our magic number. So we do have a lot of people here. Good morning. I saw Pat just said good morning. She's here, and Michelle, and Karen's here. Janet says amazing project, and it is amazing. Hi, Laura, and PJ's here. Oh, it's her last day at Okoboji. That's kind of sad, but it's going to be a beautiful day, so it's going to be a good one. And hi, Chris. I wonder if Chris is watching in one ear and doing her work in the other ear, and Juanita and Jean, and oh my gosh, there's so many people here. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday with Memory Bound. We are here right in the middle of Iowa, and we're back in our back of our store here where we like to have our videos, and we've got Maggie.
Hi.
And Maggie's here, and she's got her couple Halloween projects to show you, and one in particular. And it looks like you even brought your little friend here, Maggie.
I did. He's just kind of, I feel bad for his ankles, though.
He looks like he might need to have some surgery. Oh, gosh. They say, hey, it's a Maggie morning, and it is.
And thanks to Gloria for our little interesting backdrop,
yes, this was Gloria's, the box that our Scary Makers project came that Gloria sent.
And her purple paper. So.
Oh, and her tissue paper. Oh, yeah. Gloria, see, we're reusing everything. Well, why don't you show Gloria's thing that she sent, since we're talking about her. So
I wasn't here when it came, but boy, this is amazing.
So Gloria is, she did the tablet folios and kind of showed Chris how to make those, and then Chris kind of ran with it. But she mailed us this package. I know. Do you like the mummy cloth? I think Katie loved the mummy cloth,
too. Oh, my gosh. You know what? If you don't have about 5 packages of mummy cloth built up,
you need to get it while you
miss
can,
out,
right?
Yes.
Oh, and Gloria's watching. She just had sent a smiley face.
Oh, my gosh, Gloria. All right.
And Hope is here. Okay, so this is what Gloria sent us. And when you open it, it's so cool because it says Scary Makers.
Look at that.
Maggie, you are showing it the best. That's the best view I've seen. Yes, I love it.
But look at that.
Well, and this afternoon, speaking of Scary Makers, we have an introductions going on this afternoon. I think it's our last introductory video, and then we have a week off for everyone to work on things, and then we come back on the 11th.
This could be used for so many different things, but look at this.
It's really neat. And the way she, I assumed Gloria used ink, maybe ink and...
Oh, I bet this is maybe Villainous Potion, Gloria?
She says, Maggie, Gloria says she only has 3 packages of mummy cloth left.
Oh,
thank you for sharing it with us. Everybody loves it. Karen says that's beautiful.
Yes. Ask Gloria, is that Villainous Potion or Wilted Violet or Dusty Concord? Look at, I can just rattle off all those names.
Maggie is our distress queen.
I want to know.
Queen of Distress. I don't know if that's a good title or not.
This is.
So, well, Gloria, if you can tell. Oh, she says it's Villainous Potion.
Villainous Potion. Yep. Oh my gosh, that is such a great
Maggie,
purple.
you were right on. Teresa loves that too. She loves Villainous
You know,
Potion.
you work at Memory Bound when you say, oh, that front door looks like it could be peeled paint. Or,
I know, that's so true.
that is very cool.
Okay, well, you know what we're going to do today? We've got Maggie here with Amazing Halloween, and Maggie's going to be back next week with Halloween also. We're going to show you a little bit of new product. We got in a honeybee. Well, we got in a missing box from Reminisce, so we got some potpourri in that, but not really potpourri, but a mixture of different things. And then we got in a honeybee release, so let's show those, Maggie.
We love honeybee, don't we? I'll take that and let you.
Oh, okay. We do love honeybee. Before we love honeybee, but before we show it, we had a missing box from Reminisce. I can't believe this is everything, but so Reminisce is a Iowa company. It's a local company, small business, kind of like Memory Bound, and they're only maybe, I don't know, 2 hours from here. It's funny because our closest vendor, and we lost a box, but they were so good to us because they've replaced everything. So this is what we got in, and it's a little bit of everything.
Somewhere.
There's a box somewhere with FedEx. We don't know where.
Oh my gosh.
But this is that Rosé All Day, and these are the stickers. And I think Diana made this collection popular with her wine drinking layouts that she had. And like I said, it's a potpourri. So here is building blocks, aka Lego stickers. Of course, they can't call them Legos, but they sure look like Legos. And then this is perfect for right now because school started, and we've got a couple different school stickers. And so these are back in stock from Reminisce, and they cover certain grades. I think this is a generic one. And then, can you tell this one on the right, Maggie, is it certain grades? I can't see it from the back, and I only have one.
You're asking me what?
Is it certain grades? Or is it just back to school?
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
8th. Okay. So it's kind of the middle school years.
Like I see. So you've got pre-kindergarten.
Oh, pre-kindergarten and kindergarten.
And then you've got 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So I'm assuming that maybe there's...
I think the other ones were in the boxes that arrived.
Oh, okay.
And here's some of that Barnwood Beauty.
Kelly, I love that barn. I just love how the sun's coming through those slats.
It's really a great photo. And we can go from barns to beer. We do have don't we have a barn something brewery here in our area? Barntown Brewery.
There's one in Bondurant called Off the Rails, but I'm not sure about I haven't been there, Kelly.
Well, we need to go. So this is kind of cool because you got water, like pool water, and then on the back you've got clouds. These are great backgrounds. It's from their Just Add Water, or it's called Just Add Water. And then speaking of we have Just Dance. And this is the collection kit. It's $12.99 where you're going to get the stickers and then you're going to get the papers that coordinate.
That's really nice if you want to make a book for your daughter or granddaughter that's in dance.
It's hard to find dance things, guys. It really is. And then Hawaii, which, gosh, our hearts go out to Hawaii for sure.
Oh, Barntown. Darla says Barntown is her favorite.
I've been there. It's like in Waukee.
I didn't know that.
And then this one is the other one that Diana made very popular because she had used some of this paper in her album that she showed us. So if you are, you're going out with friends to a winery, you're doing wine tasting.
This one's my favorite.
You just like wine? Which one's your favorite?
The rings.
Oh, yes, that's good.
I love that.
I kind of like the bottle. That's a great background with the bottle. Okay, so that was our missing box from Reminisce that's here, and thank you, Ryan, for sending those to us. And then Honeybee had a new release, so we're going to show you what we got in for Honeybee, because Honeybee is another really nice company. It's not an Iowa company, but we still love them. So first of all, we got the pinstripes and polka dots for Harvest. This is their 6x8 paper tablet, and it's $9.99. And then it has a coordinating one called I got two of the same. This one is called Harvested Harvest. Okay. So you can see how they coordinate. But wait, guys, don't go away because
those colors.
We have the gems that match. You know me, my
and what
favorite.
Are the gems called? I love their names.
Is it Harvested Harvest?
Harvested Harvest, yes.
And then we have the Autumn Pearl stickers. I'm going to have to kick that under the rug, you might say. Kick it under the table. I dropped that one. And then we have the Harvest Pearl. So actually I think I'm going to bend over and pick up the one I dropped so you can see them all together. Because these are really great colors. So I've got the Harvest Pearl and the Harvest Pearl. That's the same one. Here it is. And Autumn. These are $5.99.
Wow, those are very, very pretty colors.
So they're gems now. They're coming with 2 different sizes with all the colors. So I think that's what's nice.
And
you get
some are
so
like
many
gems and some are like pearls, aren't they? Okay.
So those are new. And then you guys, we did get the Spooktacular. I think this one might be a new one too. Perfect for Halloween.
And Janet's so good at always adding these little things for a little detail.
Oh, I know.
Just dresses up a card.
You get 210, so you do get a lot. And they're self-adhesive, although very honestly, I put a little fine tip liquid glue under mine, depending on the use. So then we got in a lot of other ones that are reorders, like Simply Spring. And you know, even though that's called spring, that goes with a lot of things.
Yeah, like that red and orange and green. All of those.
Yeah, you could easily
you
could see fall in there. And then here's Modern Spring. And I could see that even for like pastel baby things. Look at the winter, Maggie. It even has some matte gems in there.
Oh my gosh. Beautiful colors.
And if you're looking for a good kind of basic grain and grunge, and I think I would use this with some of my Tim Holtz items.
Alina says cards need jewelry.
I
love
like
that.
It, calling it jewelry.
Yes.
Thank you. And here's Be Bliss.
Oh, Steve's on his way.
Oh, Steve, we'll look forward to
Yeah.
seeing you. And then here's Make It Merry. I love this one. I just love it. It looks really good with Christmas Spectacular, and it looks really good with Mente and the new Simple Stories Christmases. So pick those up if you want a little addition to those. You know, they have enamel dots, but they don't have the gems. There's Adventure Awaits. And then this one's this is Rainbow Birthday. And we talked about how some of them are pearls and some are gems, and these are the basic pearls. So we have the warm pearls and the true pearls.
Oh, those warm pearls are really pretty. Those would be great for fall.
Yeah, they're just nice little add-ons, and they take forever to use them up. I use them a lot, and I still have a lot. I have a little box that they're all in. Okay, so also from Honeybee, we got in some new things, and this is called Lovely Layers Fall Bounty, and you'll see it's got like the little pumpkin, the leaves, the gourds. You get a little bit of everything, and it's going to emboss and cut. You can see those lines in there, and that's $14.99.
A lot of detail.
So
I love those gourds. It even has the stems, the little curly stems.
Maggie, I think gourds are kind of in this fall. I'm seeing them a lot. We're getting some from Impression Obsession.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think gourds are the thing, and I love this background. I think this is called Burlap A2 background.
Oh my gosh.
So it's going to fit your A2 cards.
Ooh, Kelly,
Isn't
I
it a great
love
background?
that. Yeah.
I want to cut it out and see how it looks. Now, it's A2, so it fits your A2 cards, but you know what? You could use this on your layouts. You could run this across or put it behind a photo. I think it'd be really, really nice. Nice little addition that's kind of there.
It'd be a good test for your little brush that you brush across for all those pieces.
Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. This is another Lovely Layers, and this is called Autumn Bouquet. And their Lovely Layers are layered cuts where you cut things out and you lay them on top of each other. So
oh my gosh, look at those wheat, what would you call them? Not wheat stems, wheat.
well, I don't know.
I don't know what they're called.
Wheat. The wheat things?
Wheat things.
Wheat things?
I like those wheat things
Oh my
because those are
gosh.
fun to add on a card.
Okay, and then this is really nice. I think we've had this before. This is called With Sympathy. So it's the word sympathy and sorry, and it has the word you can use, or you can use it with the shadow.
Wheat stalks. Thank you, Letha.
Wheat socks. Okay.
I knew somebody would help me.
They always do. They always do. And then check this out. This is another Lovely Layers. So that means it's a die that's kind of on its own, and it's called Oak Branch.
Kristen is enjoying a scone and coffee while she's enjoying her favorite TV show.
my gosh. Well, you know what? You know who has, we got a good scone place here in Ankeny, Maggie. We got the Porchlight Coffee place has got really good scones.
I have not had their scones. I've just had their sandwiches.
Now, I'm hoping that Margaret sees this, because this is Lovely Layers Dianthus. And it's really hard to tell what it is, but what's kind of cool is it's got this guide, and I'll flip it over so you can see what you end up making, that beautiful flower when you cut the layers out of different colors, or cut it all out of watercolor paper and then do some smooshing or watercoloring, and you can make it whatever color you want.
Margaret likes those lovely layers.
She does, and I ordered this with her in mind, so hopefully she's watching today. Okay, we already showed that. Then there's an embossing folder, and I really like this. It has a very original name. It's called Fall Leaves. But it has those kind of little droplets in between the leaves.
You mean the dust particles?
Yes, the dust. I forgot about our dust particles.
But these are more droplets, aren't they?
Well, they could be either.
Yeah.
They're maybe enlarged dust particles. But this is not 3D. So what I like about that is if you're using a texture boutique, you can use this in your texture boutique. And it's hard to find not 3D or embossing folders that aren't 3D. It's really hard to find them. So I was really happy to find that one. And I don't think it's $12.99. I guess I should be telling about the prices.
Susan loves Honeybee.
We love Honeybee too. They're such a nice company, and they treat us so well, and we get fast service. Like, we ordered these, I think it was Monday, and we got them yesterday. So that's pretty good. This is called On the Farm. And do I need to turn it, Maggie? How about like that? Look at all those pieces to
and the windmill.
build a little scene.
Are those? Oh, that's corn. Okay. Yeah, very cool.
So this is $19.99 for
Sila?
all those pieces. Yeah,
They thought of everything.
I want to keep looking at it. It's got the barn doors. It's got all kinds of things. And then to go with the farm, we have the wagon wheel. And this is a Lovely Layers wagon wheel, and this is $14.99, and this also I think would make a nice background. Gosh, what if you put flowers around it?
That is, yes, I love that.
For $14.99, I think that's pretty cool. And we're kind of sticking with the fall and the kind of farmish theme. This is the apple barrel, and it has your apples. And Maggie, I think it's apple orchard time, isn't it? Should we be going to the apple orchard?
Well, I think September 1st is when they open up.
So
but
sorry,
you know
I have
what?
to turn and
You
look
don't
at
even
it.
have to put apples. You could fill that barrel with flowers too.
You could, or Easter bunnies, and I don't know why I said Easter bunnies. Hearts.
That came out of nowhere.
It did. Many times things do come out of nowhere from my mind.
But that's where the best ideas come from, right?
That's true. I just think of all the envelope dies and all the different things we put in those, and I think we did put bunnies in them one time. This is called the Barnwood Fence, and it also has those embossing lines, which you could cut and then run some ink over that to help them show up a little more. And I think this is really nice too. Let me see how much this is. This is $22.99. And if you're doing a scrapbook layout, this is really a nice big size.
That is big.
That's huge, man.
Yes,
That's huge.
yes. But Kelly, think about it. You could put pumpkins and gourds in front of it.
Oh my gosh,
Put
yes.
it on a larger canvas if you wanted to.
Combine it with these if you want.
Uh-huh.
Or your wagon wheel.
Yes,
Put your little wagon wheel with it.
apple barrel.
Yeah, there's lots of options.
I think they were thinking that would be fun.
I wish I had pictures of these made up, because they look really cool made up. Especially, you try to imagine this wood grain slats put on top of here. You cut this out and you put this on, and then you got your little
And then
strips.
these can be cut out of that Tim Holtz metallic.
Absolutely.
And then you sand it, and it looks really cool.
We might have to do that.
I've done that before.
We don't know what we're doing tomorrow, so maybe we'll have to.
There you go.
Well, we do know one thing we're doing tomorrow. The new doodle bug arrived, the Halloween doodle bug, and we've got it in, I think, 4 baskets around here. So we're going to get that all out. Diane just finished checking it in about an hour ago. So it's online if you want to check it out. And otherwise, we're going to show it to you tomorrow.
So it's the Halloween doodle bug.
It is the
that's
Halloween.
always cute.
And so that's going to be really good. It's got a lot of cool stuff, including, okay, Maggie, I can't help myself. Let me show this.
She wasn't going to.
I wasn't going to, but look at all the clothespins. So we have, I think there's maybe about 10 different mini clothespin colors. So aren't those fun? Very cool. So we've got all that. It's here, and we're going to get it all out. It's all still in bags and things. So tomorrow we'll get that out and show everybody.
Okay.
All right. So are you ready, Maggie? Ready for Halloween?
I think so. Are you ready to watch me get my fingers dirty?
At least we're not showing Christmas and Halloween and fall. Just fall and Halloween. Susie wants to know if the new release sled size to use the fence. I think we're going to have to ring the bell. The Tim Holtz. I'm assuming this. Susie, I'm assuming you mean Penny. Would you mind getting? Here's Penny. Everybody, say good morning to Penny. Morning. Would you mind getting us the new sled from Tim Holtz? Please? Yeah. We'll have
Susie,
to check it out.
what a great idea!
It is a good idea. I love all these ideas. Letha's got to go to work. Sorry, Letha.
Oh.
And they're ready. They can't wait to see what you got to show them, Maggie.
There's only 12 dies.
Okay. So I don't know. We might have to.
Let me see.
You might have to open it up because that's not the right size. So Susie, I'm assuming you want to know about this fence and the Tim Holtz sled. So Maggie's just going to open the sled real quick.
We're going to do a dump.
Maggie's favorite thing is dumping it memory bound. It might be okay.
They really package these up.
Maggie's working really hard. I'm not going to videotape you trying to open the package. Oh, but you can get a good idea.
So I think it's the right size for that fence.
So there you can see how it.
Wouldn't that make a great Christmas card?
Yes. Oh, Maggie, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Chris said, "How did I miss seeing the Tim Holtz Christmas dies?" And I said we weren't doing Christmas today, but we probably need to at least go.
Go over and just flash.
Yesterday afternoon. I'll walk over there while you put those away.
Okay.
Yesterday afternoon or yesterday morning here in Iowa at 11 o'clock, Tim released his Sizzix Christmas dies, and we did a special video for them. There's Peggy. Hi, Peggy.
Good morning.
And we'll give you a little pass through here to see what they are because they're amazing. And if you want to know about them in a little more detail, we have a video yesterday that we took about just a little after 11, and Katie opened a lot of them and showed them.
This is a great one.
Yeah, I can. And this was our top seller so far yesterday.
I saw someone's make on Facebook with this. That was pretty cool.
So there's 13 new items. There's 10 dies, and there's 3 embossing folders, and these are all 3D. And here's the 3 embossing folders. I think we need to fill this up.
I wonder how big these are. Look at how nice. Look at the size.
They are really
those.
big. Now, the other thing,
like
Maggie, I don't think you weren't here yesterday, but what we're offering a deal where if you buy all 13, Diane is the best.
Oh, wow. Wow,
if you
isn't that
purchase
nice?
all 13 items, you get a $50 memory bound gift card. So if you are a huge fan and you love all this, and even if you're thinking of getting 10 of them, you might want to just kick it up to 13 so you can get the $50 gift card from
I think this is just so pretty.
It is. It's packaged very nice. Diane did that for us.
Oh my gosh, how nice.
So Janet just linked all of those, so thank you. Cheryl said she loves the Christmas tree.
So this would be a great Christmas present.
To ourselves?
Yeah, you get this and then you can spend this. I just think this is cool, the way it's packaged.
It is.
It needs a ribbon.
Oh, it does. That would be
Just
fun.
love it.
So anyhow, if you want it all, you can get it all. Cheryl said she likes the Christmas tree, and this is a colorized, so it's got all your different layers and things. And I don't know, Tim kind of did it again, don't you think?
Wow. You know what? If you look, it's larger, kind of almost larger things, isn't it?
Yes, the dies are bigger than what you expect. This was really popular too. Well, I don't know which one wasn't popular. We're going to have to fill these in today.
This would be a great on a coaster.
I think Maggie or Katie took that one home. She took several home yesterday.
Yeah.
So
I love that one.
I
Just
said
look
we
at
weren't
that.
doing Christmas, and then we ended up doing Christmas, but that's okay.
Oh my gosh, Kelly, I love that.
And we have some dies from the past too, from last year. So
A blast from the past?
yep, a blast from Tim Holtz. Jan says Tim does not disappoint. I beg. And she's so true. Okay, well now we got to reverse back to Halloween.
I'm going to put
So we're
this
going to
back
do that,
over here
and
so we don't
promised
lose
you early in the video that Maggie's here, and she is a Halloween specialist. She
You
loves
make
Halloween.
me sound like Frankenstein or something.
A lot of us love Halloween, and Maggie's one of us.
I think it's the time of the year that I love, and I just love when all the Halloween stuff starts coming out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the kit that is launching today. It's called Haunted Halloween, and it kind of combines my love of books and Halloween and fall all at the same time. So we are launching the kit, and in the kit, should I take it out and kind of show?
Yeah, then you can do a dump. I know you love your dumps.
I'm dumping.
So this is a kit that we have here at Memory Bound. It's exclusive. You can only get it from us. It's designed by Maggie, and she does amazing work, as many of you know if you follow us. If you're new, you might not know about Maggie yet, but she is kind of our mixed media person that does all kinds of mixed media. And earlier in the video, I said how I see all of these makes of Tim Holtz, his makers do, and I'm pretty excited that we can offer this to our fans and customers. So you can do a make and have everything you need. You don't have to go out and buy a certain die or anything, or full packages of things, because Maggie has it all figured out.
What I'm going to show you too is everything is in here that you need except for the stuff that, the glues and all that.
There's one, is this the one that needs a stencil if they want to do the stencil piece?
You know what? No, I did not use a stencil on this.
I think you did.
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry.
I think you did, Maggie.
Yes. Thank you for right here. It's called Halloween. It's this one right here. And it's nice to have because of all those Halloween words. And you could just use ink and make this as a background stencil. Or you can mask it off and just choose certain words. You can also put your texture paste through it, which is what I did. It's just a great stencil to have for Halloween, and I used it.
Let's show them where you used it at, right here on the spine.
Yes, and if you peek real close, I used it up here too. Can you see that 31?
Oh, yes, I do see it. So that's really the only item that you need with the kit, other than I call it your gooey stuff, your inks and sanding paper and paints and things like that.
Okay, so in this kit, there's so much fun stuff. I love opening a kit when it's full of fun stuff.
Yeah.
So what you get, this is all the papers. I'm going to...
And this is simple vintage paper.
Yes. And the 3 that I used, I put up there. I'll have to show you what those are. But here's just an old book. And I have to thank one of our customers. She works at a library, and so these books were destined to be thrown away. So I'm not just ruining good books. I'm rescuing them.
No books have been harmed in this project. Is that what we're saying?
And you might find one of your favorite authors, or you might discover. When I got the books from her, I discovered one of my favorite authors in the box, so I had to read them all before I put them in the kit. But this is a James Patterson called London Bridges. But most of the books that you get, I think we've got someone's name in there. Most of the books that you get are going to be, I call it kind of standard novel size. Some are going to run a little smaller, but most of them are somewhere around the 6 by 10, 6 by 8 range. So you get the book.
Well, and Maggie, I'm giving a shout out to you because you don't have to go find an old book. Maggie has done that for you. Every kit has a book in it.
Yeah, and they're all different colors and sizes. But anyway, so in this kit, you get your book. You get this paper, and it just runs a 6 by 10. So then it didn't matter what size your book was because you're going to use it and then sand off what you don't need. So you get the cover. This is your spine.
Oh, I didn't
paper.
realize you put paper on the
Yeah, and then you get the 2 papers that I put around the vignette boxes. And we have the vignette boxes too, Kelly, for you can buy them individually, which that's really kind of nice because sometimes they come in a group. And then, so these are the boxes. You get a whole bunch of pre-cut.
I didn't know you did all this, Maggie. Oh my gosh.
I cut this out of an old book also, so those are your papers for your books, which I'm going to show you how to make those little miniature books today. You get a trick or treat, and I'm going to show you, this is made to be in the round.
That's awesome.
So I wanted to share with you that even if it were sitting on a coffee table and somebody was looking at it from the back, it would look
it still looks
just
good.
as good. Yeah, you're not seeing the back of anything. So that's why you got the trick or treat piece here. And these are just coverings for the vignette boxes. There's more, Kelly.
So I know, there's a lot more.
You get your vignette boxes. You get one this size. And I thought this worked out really well because these are like little glass, and they sit down in there, and we're protected.
Out really well.
Yeah. And you get a full package of the 2 vials inside this little vignette box, and that was perfect to store this in. This is your bag of loosables, and I kind of protected you from all this junky stuff. This is peat moss, and so I wrapped it in a
Maggie
saran
loves
wrap.
her peat moss, and here you'll see where it's used just to kind of ground things and decorate.
Yeah, you
things.
have to have your peat moss in a Tim Holtz Halloween make. And then there's rub-ons in there, there's your pumpkins, all sorts of, all the little things that you will need. And so that comes in there. So that's included in your kit.
So the vignette box, Maggie, I'm going to walk over here real quick while you gather that. Those vignette boxes from Tim Holtz, they come like this. And you get 2 boxes and 1 tray. So what we're doing is we opened a whole bunch of these because we're going to just let them in on something. The bottom tray we're using for Merry Makers. So then Maggie designed a Halloween kit with the other 2 sizes. So what we're doing is you can't buy these separately like this anywhere else that I know of. But if you want a little box or you want to do a little vignette, or if you want to add to your kit that you're getting from Maggie, you can get the little one for $3.49, and then the little bit bigger one is $5.49. That's kind of underneath here. So we do have those available individually if you would like to do another project or put your stuff in them.
Okay, so Kelly, the first thing, I'm not going to show this kit from start to finish, but I'm going to start with
some highlights.
Some highlights, yes.
If it's not on the cart, then no.
Okay, so for the first part I'm going to show you. Oh, I wondered why that seemed different. Okay.
Is that like a real book, maybe?
These are all real books.
Yes. You're reading?
But this one was the one that I brought along to share. And I knew that didn't look right. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you a couple things. I'm going to show you how I cover a book. And then I'm going to show you how I make the tiny little miniature books that you see inside there.
Let me show them one of these little books.
And then I'm also going to show you how to ink your cheesecloth.
Awesome.
And
you didn't
Gloria did it in purple, and I'm going to show you how I did my orange.
And Maggie, you didn't mention how you get directions and everything with your kit. So
Yes. And Kelly was so nice. She made them 2 full pages of colored.
So you get kind of an up close look if for assembling. And of course, you can do your own thing with it. And
now we're going to show how you can
do
add to it. Yes. Yes, because if I were making this, I would go back into my stash and find a lot more things to throw on there. And Kelly, these were a couple books that I made a couple years ago. So we don't have this paper anymore, but you can use any Halloween paper and make yourself
They're fun
Halloween.
Just to sit around, aren't they?
I love them, and just set some little Halloween thing on top of them. But basically what I'm doing now is what I did
same
with
that
those.
you did there?
Yes. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is I am using collage medium, and as I've told you before, collage medium and multi-medium matte can be used pretty much interchangeably. They say that collage medium dries faster, but basically they both work the same way. Just depends on which bottle I have.
What you have nearby?
Yes, the Distress collage medium does dry a little faster, but both of them dry fine. But I like, and I told Kelly, I said the reason I'm starting to use collage medium more is when I'm writing my directions, it's easier to write collage medium.
Instead of multi-medium
Yeah,
matte.
all that, yes. So anyway, it's easier to say too.
They say they love your projects, Maggie.
Oh, great, thank you. Okay, and Kelly, I had to buy myself a new collage brush.
I'm not surprised.
Because I lost my other one.
Oh, you lost it. I
Yeah.
figured it got hard. And
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
So the collage brushes, that's another Tim Holtz product, and they come in 3 sizes, or you can get a pack of all of them.
And this is the
You're
smaller
using the little
size.
smaller one.
And I don't
is
know, can you
medium.
get a close-up, Kelly? Can you see how it's hollow in the middle?
Oh.
That was his big thing, was it makes the stuff not get so full, and it brushes on easier. And you know what?
I didn't know that, Maggie.
Yeah,
I've not
it's-
heard that.
Can you see it in there?
Yeah, we can see
It's
it
hollow.
really well.
Yeah. I love these brushes.
I'm glad you got a new one, but I'm sorry you
Yeah,
lost yours.
Yeah, it'll show up. Okay, so the reason I like these collage brushes is you can get the collage medium on very quickly. And the reason you want to get it on quickly is so that you can get your paper on there and this part isn't drying while this part's wet. And then you end up with air bubbles. Hello.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
Is anybody waiting for Maggie's collage medium to drip?
Okay.
I was.
So
But it didn't.
basically, I just put it on very quickly, and you know, I don't say thick. It's just
Kind of even. You're making it even.
Yeah, you don't want to. People have a tendency to keep brushing and brushing until it's dry, and that's when you get those air bubbles. So you want to get it on quickly, and see how easy this brush works. I
Yeah,
just
you
love it.
you can cover a lot of space.
Yeah. And okay, so just make sure you have it on the edges and the corners. Okay, see how we did that? And then again,
Oh, you don't even cut your paper down?
no, you're going to get a piece like this, and it's not going to be the right size for your book because I made them all the same and I made them all big enough for you to use on any size book.
Interesting.
So
There's a question about how you clean the brushes, Maggie.
just water, and I need to get a little cup of water because
It will dry on there.
it will dry out. And so I just run it under some water. Okay, so you just press that on there.
Peggy, could you get us a cup of water for
Just a
Maggie's
small
brush,
cup.
please?
Yeah, thank you. And then if you're in a hurry,
Okay. Are we in a hurry today?
maybe just a little bit, but if you're in a hurry, you can dry it with a heat tool.
Oh, I didn't even see you had that sitting back there,
Yeah,
Maggie.
and just press along the edges. So hopefully the piece of orange batt paper that I gave you is going to be big enough to cover any of your books. And so wherever this binding comes around, sometimes they come around a little bit more on a book, then butt it right up against that. Let me see if this one, for example, this one, can you see the you can butt it right, especially if it's black. You can butt it right up against there, or you can make it go up against there too. Either one. Thank you. All right. So we're just going to dry.
So Maggie, if this was your book, you wouldn't take it all the. You could take it all the way to the edge.
You could take
or you
it
could
all
go
the
to
way.
this little
Yes.
piece of
Whatever you want it
tape
to
or
do.
whatever it is. However you wanted it to look.
And some of your books are black, which is great. Some of your books are other colors. And don't worry about it if you got a red book or a purple book. Purple's good. For Halloween, if it's a color of a book that you don't care for, You can just ink around it with some black soot and it just tones it down.
Okay. And then Lisa has a question about, does the book come with the kit?
Yes,
and that's what we think is amazing, is that the book does come with the kit. And so Maggie has found books for everybody, and we mentioned earlier that no books have been harmed in this. They were books that were going to go away to be, I don't know, destroyed or
kind
recycled.
Of a rescue, kind of like a rescue puppy.
It's
a rescue book.
So maybe I can have Doug bring us a couple of kits over.
So everybody's is going to be a different book, just depending on the one.
And you can read them first if you want,
yes,
and then they have extra meaning. Okay,
so once I have this on here, then I'm going to take a sanding tool. Thank you.
I'll just grab one for now. So if you're just joining us, this is the kit. Maggie went through it a little bit ago, and they do all come with a book. So that's what I think is really cool, Maggie, that you went and found books so nobody has to go find their book.
They were all rescued from the landfill. Okay, so once you have that on there, and once it's dry, then you can go ahead and start to sand off your excess. And if this bothers you to have this much hanging over,
just cut it off.
Just cut it off.
I see Maggie's large paper file sitting there, and I'm feeling pretty glad that we got a new vacuum yesterday.
Oh, good.
Our vacuum bit the dust.
Okay, so I'm going to go over here, and you know what, Kelly, if you want to hand me that wastebasket.
That might help.
The vacuumers might be happier with me. Okay, so you're just going to sand around the edges like this. Mainly, your number one reason for doing this is to get that excess paper off, and also to distress the edges, because you don't want this to look like a brand new book. And sometimes I'll start out like that, and then you just keep sanding.
Well, and I think it also looks good because it looks very even with the book. You know what I mean? The edges. It doesn't look like you traced it and cut it out and it didn't quite fit.
And it's hanging over and it's too new looking. Okay, so then once I have all that excess paper, and then I also come over here and I sand this also so that it, again, some people call it so the paper looks like it's married to the book. And then that will remove any excess paper, and it will look like it's the original part of the book.
And here's some books that Maggie has done the same thing with that she showed us.
It's a great way to
and then they just
decorate.
They don't have, of course, have a vignette on them, but they're nice little decorative things. And you can do it for the holidays. You could put something on the spine if you wanted to. You could dice it, cut some letters or stickers, or you can do what Maggie did with this kit.
I've made Christmas ones like that. Okay, so we have that. And then you do not want it to look really, really new. So then you're going to take your sanding tool and kind of put it horizontal and see how...
Oh, that does make it look...
And make sure you do the corners, because that's... And you can take off as much as you want. And see how that ripped? That's okay.
You're happy with that?
Yes.
Elena says she loves the sanding part.
Okay, so I'm just going across there like that and basically going over most of it so that it doesn't look new.
Oh my gosh, Maggie.
Isn't that cool?
Yes.
And
I didn't realize that's what you've done, but now that I look at this one, I can tell.
Yeah. And you can do as little or as much as you want of this. So there we go.
That right there looks amazing.
Isn't that fun?
Yes.
Now you can leave this white, or you can leave it, or you can ink it. I went over it with some black soot, which I'll show you.
We need our mini vac now.
Yes.
I should have brought my mini vac today.
Okay. Now,
it looks good just the way it is.
Yeah. I'm going to show you, we're going to take, now, when I'm doing Halloween, I like to use two colors. Black soot is very Halloween, but it It's more realistic. It has a lot more depth if you use a brown and a black. And so I always have to use a brown and a black. So we're going to start.
I learned that from you, Maggie.
It just gives it more depth and it looks, I don't know, it just looks better. So we're going to start with a little brown.
So you do the brown first?
I always do the brown first.
Wouldn't it be fun to get together with some friends and make this project? And have some Halloween snacks and maybe a little corn candy. If you're with Janet, you got to have corn candy.
Yes. My granddaughter decided she wanted to do the kit. So she got the kit, and we're going to get together.
You're going to make it?
Okay, so you add a little brown. Now, if you have a book that's not black or orange, or let's say it's red and you don't want that red to show, just go ahead and ink the edges like that until it disguises the color of the book, if that bothers you. Okay, so then I'm going to take some black, and you will see how by having a little bit of that brown in there, it just looks better. I don't know how to describe it, but
just trust
a lot more depth.
Maggie.
Yeah, it just has a lot more depth and a lot more layers, I guess is the word. Okay, and there's the front of your book.
Now, Janet's asking which brown, and Maggie's using Gathered Twigs. Hers is well loved. Here's the colors.
I've had it for many years.
So she's using Gathered Twigs and Black Soot. If you had another brown, I think that would work fine also. Gathered Twigs is a good basic, and Maggie Chris says this would be fun to work on at one of our crops.
Oh, yes. I don't know. I just love books. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to take some score tape, and I'm going to take my black paper, doesn't matter which side. I'm going to put one strip. This is 1/2 inch. If you have 3/8 or 1/4, it doesn't matter. You could put two rows of 1/4. Okay, and then I'm going to put one over here.
Hey, while you're putting down your score tape, I guess I want to ask our viewers how our video quality is. We have a new Wi-Fi that we've been testing this week, and we're hoping that it's going to make things really amazing. So if you don't mind putting something in the comments, if you could tell a difference. I think we've had it for the last 3 days. We've had our new Wi-Fi. So we didn't have it on Monday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, and today we've got a new Wi-Fi going on. And Chris says it's wonderful. So
okay, so if you don't want James Patterson London Bridges on here, so what? I think I remember reading that.
It's a good book.
I think it's one of his older books. Okay, so I took this 3x10, which is all of your pieces are going to be the same so that it will cover the book. So we will have extra on this. And I'm going to show you a little tip.
I'm kind of wondering where you're going with this.
And I think I learned this from Cindy. Score tape is very unforgiving. And once you put it down, there's usually no moving. So I'm going to use my nifty little
oh my gosh, Maggie
glue
got
press.
Glue press. And it kind of matches your outfit, that handle.
I love this thing. And Kelly, I'll have to tell you, when I first saw it, I thought, I don't need another thing on my craft table. But yes.
But you do.
And I don't know if most people probably know this, but there is a little pink rubber tip in there that you can set this down. Here's your lid. You can set this down on there, and you can leave it for days, and it never clogs. It's always ready for you.
We've had the one here at Memory Bound. We have one you can come in and try if you're local, and it's been sitting in the stand for a week and a half.
Yeah. And okay, so we're going to take this, and this was something I think I learned from Cindy, and we're going to put just a strip, and this is what I like this about, because it makes a really tiny
It comes
strip.
with 2 tips, so you can make the really super Maggie's got things sticking to it. You can do the super fine tip that Maggie's using, and it does have a little bit wider tip with the glue press. And it's $34.99. And seriously, we're not just joshing you or trying to sell you something. It is really, really amazing. And hey, Maggie, if you bought it.
I know, because I thought I don't need that, but man, is it amazing. Okay, so by putting this little strip of glue on there, it allows you to maneuver this a little bit if you get it.
Because score tape is sticky,
unforgiving.
And we
yes.
love score tape.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this, and you could overlap it a little bit if that works for you.
So it's kind of whatever you want.
Yeah, so let's do that.
And then we had somebody that asked if you could paint the spine.
You sure could. You sure could. Okay, so then I'm just going to wrap it around and really press on it as you're wrapping it so that it doesn't leave a gap here. You want to get that nice and tight. And then I just wrapped up the excess around the back because that's the bottom. You don't see it. And then because it's score tape, it really attaches. And if you noticed, I put it right along the edge so that it would attach right there. And then again, I gave you everybody a 3x10, so some of you are going to have a little bit more of this left over than others. Okay.
Just cut it off.
All right, so now you
so
get
nice.
your sanding. Yeah, it makes a really nice.
We're going to sand again?
We're going to sand, and was it Alina that likes that sanding?
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay, we're going to sand.
So
and
Maggie's
see,
sanding.
if you tear that book, in fact, I think it would be really cool to really keep sanding this until it almost shreds.
So you get some of the actual cover of the book off.
kind of shred it like that.
Of course, Maggie.
Look at that. I didn't.
Let me look up close.
See, isn't that cool? The things that make us happy.
I know.
Okay, so you're going to sand this again to remove the excess paper, and don't worry about anything that happens to that book.
Well, I think
is
too,
better.
Maggie, if you have a book and you don't like the color, you could sand off some of it before you ink it. Couldn't you?
You could,
do that?
and that would help the ink to absorb into it too.
Now, Susie has we got lots of testimonials on the glue press, and Susie took the spare bottle because you get an empty bottle, a bottle full of glue, 2 tips, and then you get the actual, I'm calling it the glue press and the holder, and she took her extra bottle and put her basting glue in it for quilting, and she uses it for quilting.
And you know what?
Binding.
I saw something last night that I thought was interesting. Somebody was asking if Nuvo made a sparkle or a glitter glue that size that would fit in there.
Oh.
And somebody said, well, even if they didn't, you get an empty bottle.
So you could fill it up.
And then you could have it full of your sparkle, or I think it would be good to put your glossy accents in the second one.
Maggie, Janet had an idea. She's wondering about covering a book with some of the Tim Holtz fabrics.
You could easily do
my
that.
Gosh,
yes,
definitely. And you know, we do carry the Tim Holtz fabrics. We have some Halloween left, and I think our 12 by 22 cuts would be perfect. You could probably go all the way around a book with one of those.
You sure could. Okay, so now you want to rough that up a little bit. So I'm going to just sand along there so it's not so new looking, and that will.
It's a good workout.
Yes, it is. Okay, so there's your book. That's your base of your vignette.
That looks cool right there.
And what I wanted to share with you is after I got done with this, I thought it just looked too new.
This is the part I wanted to see. Look at this, you guys.
And so I thought, an old book wouldn't look too perfect. So what I did is I reached in and I tore out 2 or 3 pages from different spots of the book.
Oh my gosh, Maggie.
Let's do one more batch.
So isn't it, you know what, this is just making me realize how wonderful Memory Bound is in the mornings, because we are learning something really cool whether we buy the kit or not. And I hope people do, because it is a wonderful project.
Okay, so then take your papers. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Take your papers and just crumple them up and flatten them back out again. And I won't do all of them. And then sometimes I would just kind of tear along the edges. So So you can do quite a few of those, maybe 8, 10 of them. Tear them like this. Maybe put a big tear like that and like that.
And Maggie, there's a comment here. Well, Dawn says you're very clever, and you are. And Susie said, could you use the 49 and Market black cloth tape on your spine?
Yes.
That would be perfect.
Yes. And that is
If you've got
adhesive?
Yes.
That's adhesive.
It is.
You
It
could
might
use-
be repositionable, so you might want to put some liquid glue underneath of it.
You could even use Tim Holtz patchwork tapes. They're pretty
Oh yeah,
wide.
he's got his.
Yeah. Okay, so again, make sure you're using
Look at those pages.
two colors. Start with your brown. And this is a pretty quick thing. You don't have to spend a lot of time making it perfect. I just hold it in my hand and
But if
go.
you enjoy doing this, Maggie's doing it quick.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about in here because it's not going to show. Just get your edges.
So what she's doing right now is she's showing us how on her kit, on this project, look at the book, how these pages are sticking out. And when you get the kit, you do have directions. So if you want to make, I'm calling it a Tim make. I don't know if we can legally say that or not, but if you want to make a project that looks like one of Tim's makers made it, then
Tim knockoff, maybe?
yes.
Okay, so once I've done the brown, now again, that's one-dimensional, so we're going to add that black. And what I like to do with the black is go along just the edges more. So it almost looks burnt. See how it's much more, it just shows a lot more depth when you add that second color in there. If I would have only done black, let me just show you. If I would have only done black, it would have been fine, but it just doesn't have that, again, that 3D, not 3D,
Right.
but
We trust you, Maggie.
dimensional or depth is the word I always use because
Maggie, Anna accidentally dropped a book in the washing machine. Oh, no. She said the pages are all crinkled, so that probably would be a good book.
Yes. Was she trying to read and do laundry at the same time?
I don't know.
Okay, again, by doing this, it makes the pages look burnt. So if you get right along the edges.
So here's some of them that she's inked.
Okay, again, you're going to do probably 6, 7, 8, as many as you want, really.
So yeah.
Okay.
When Maggie brought this project in, I went wow, because I was trying to figure out what the heck she did, because you'll see it's different than her other books. And you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but there you can see the difference.
Now, in your kits, I included, they're not in the bag of losables, but in your kits, in the big part, you're going to get 3 or 4 things
That's like a
this.
bonus, Maggie.
It was a little bonus I added late because I wanted to add these to the edges of the book. And if you'll show that book, you can see some of those sticking out.
So there she's got a little green piece sticking out, and here's another little tag. You don't really see a lot of it, and it looks like she ripped it and crumpled it and inked it. So you can see those little pieces. They just add.
And those are just in the big bag. They're not in the little bag because the other little bag that you get is used for other parts. Okay, so basically this was just the easiest thing ever.
I don't know how you came up with this.
It just looked too new, and especially since I made it in the round, I wanted it to look. So you can decide how much you want of that to show, and if you think there's too much there, just...
So Maggie, this is a Maggie original. I mean, oh my gosh, we had a Janet original on Monday, a card design that only Janet came up with, that is exclusive to Memory Bound, and now we've got a Maggie.
So you're gonna do quite a few of these, and you want some sticking out on this end like that. So you're gonna do more than 3. And see this little piece I tore off? Let's just stick it in there.
So do you glue those in then, Maggie?
Actually, I'm not sure that I did anything, but just tucked them in there. And then I did glue those little extra...
the little tag pieces.
the little pieces that you get, and everybody's is different.
Those are compliments of Maggie.
Yeah.
She actually got those out of her stash.
They did, and I have
Maggie,
so much.
thank you. There's another one sticking out.
So you can just
It's an
randomly,
amazing project.
and you can tear this some more if you want it torn, and go back in and ink some more. But that just makes it a little more authentic.
And much more spooky, more haunted, we should say.
Yes, yes. And if you think that that's still too white, you can add more. And you know what? Another thing you could do, and Anna will like this, is you could mist it with a little water. Let's do that.
Ooh.
And if you mist it with a little water,
Which Anna's is pre-misted. but
yeah, you could maybe make it even look more authentic. Those colors, or that ink
I
will
like that, Maggie.
Yeah.
And it takes just a little bit for it to take effect.
dry. Let's
Everybody's loving it.
dry that.
Maggie, this is really all you needed to show us today. So this is in your instructions with your kit. And while she's drying, I'll show you the project again because...
Oh my gosh, misting it with water, that's not in the directions.
Oh, that you have to remember from the video.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
So it's a vignette, and it's built on a book that comes in the kit, and then two Tim Holtz vignette boxes, and you can kind of see how those. Well, actually, she's got that one sitting up, and we have these little boxes because we had extras when we took our packages apart. So if you want to get extra little boxes for other projects or whatever, they are $3.49 for the littler one that Maggie has on top of her vignette here, and $5.49 for the one that's a little bit smaller, the medium one.
Thank you. You know what, Kelly, look at what that did. That just looks like it dropped in some water, so I really like that.
There you go.
So those of you who are watching, you got a little added technique that's not in the directions. So that's the book.
We love it. We love it, Maggie. Everybody, the hearts, and everybody loves it.
Okay, the next thing I wanted to share with you is I brought my paper plate. It's a divided plate, but it'll have to do. And I'm going to dump the Halloween 2023 ephemera, and there's a reason why I'm dumping this, Kelly.
Okay, they're asking about the kit. So the kit is, what was it, $36.99? The kit's $36.99, and it comes with all of the, I don't know what you want, all the pieces.
The elements.
All the elements, thank you, that's a good word. And then there is a list, and it's online. You can see what you need, like inks, brushes for doing things. You don't really need any paint, do you, Maggie?
I think I splattered it at the end with black paint, yes.
The blending tools, the ink pads. The one thing that's a little different is the stencil to add this little haunted, and she added a little 31. But other than that,
and if you didn't want to use the stencil and just wanted to die cut some letters, if you have some dies, you could easily do that.
But you get the bottles. I think that's called laboratory. You get the little pumpkins. You get the little eyeball. You get the cheesecloth. Oh my gosh, Maggie, you've made an amazing kit for people.
Thank you. So I'm going to dump this ephemera from Halloween 2023. And the reason I'm dumping this is two reasons. There's so much stuff in here that you could use on this if you wanted to add more and ramp it up, is what Kelly always says, to ramp it up. And so easily we could take and ink these and just set them around, or tuck them back in behind the things, or lay one right here.
Oh yeah, or have it coming in between.
Yeah, I would rough it up and ink it, and there's so many of those in there. There's bigger ones and littler ones, but there are some things that you will see in your kit that I pulled out of my stuff and put in there. But I wanted to share with you, in this ephemera kit, you're going to get, I think, about 12 book covers. Last year, I think he started adding those book covers in his ephemera, and the ones that are included in your kit, I'm going to show how I made them, because I made them out of cardstock. But if you don't want to have to make all yours, he has, I'm trying to find them in here. There's about 12 book covers, and they are so cool. And look at these. So I'm going to show you how to make ones from cardstock, and then I'm going to show you how to make some from his ephemera pack. But there, believe me, I think there's about 12 in there. So I just wanted to show you these, and I'm going to show you how to make one of those.
And that's in the ephemera. If you wanted to, and you know, if you're like me and Maggie, you probably buy the ephemera just because
You like it?
we like it, and it's Tim Holtz, and I might want to use it someday, and I want to make sure I have it. And sometimes I have to get more than one, Maggie, because then I don't feel bad if I use it. I can still hoard it.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make the ones that are included in your kit, and then I'm going to also show you how you can make them from his. In your kit, you're going to get some pre-cut text pages from an old book, and I believe these are 7/8 inches wide. Now, I made them 7/8 inches wide because the books that you're going to make, you're making 3 of them, are when you score them, they're, I believe, 7/8 inches wide, the cover, and I'll show you that. And then also I collected some of the books from my ephemera pack, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're going to get this in your kit. And what we need to do is you're going to get 3 books, and I made one of them taller just for interest.
So these are the books inside the little vignette box here.
And
So
so,
if I can move some of that peat moss up so you can
so
see
there's
them.
1, and then 2 and 3 should be in there. And so you'll get the book covers, and they will be pre-scored for you.
Maggie,
Okay,
you did
so
not put down enough time for this kit. I can tell that right
these
now.
are 2 inches right here. So 1 inch is the middle. So we're going to go 1/8 inch from the middle and 1/8 inch from the middle. And then you're going to end up with your book that's scored. We're going to fold
Looks
it.
like a book already.
Yeah, there we go. And there's your book cover. And so this ends up being 7/8 of an inch, which is why I cut your text paper that size. So you would do that with all 3. And then this is the fun part. I'm thinking this is 1 1/4 inch, and so I think we're going to cut, let's see, this is the size of the books. And so the shorter books are 1 1/4 inch, the taller ones 1.5 inches. And then it shows you where you're going to score those. And Kelly did a screenshot for you. So you're going to cut the text pages, just find an old book, and you're going to get the stuff in your kit.
You don't have to, if you're getting the kit, you do not have to worry about cutting this or finding book pages. Maggie's done it all for us.
Okay, so what I did is I just took a handful here, and
So
I
I'm curious to see this,
put it
Maggie.
in the book like this, so I kind of knew what size I wanted to cut my pages. Now I could have measured, but this is
But
more
why measure?
interesting.
This is
So
much more
rather than cut
interesting.
it perfectly, I go in just a little bit so it's a little less. And so then once I have my size, you can just cut. And remember that you're going to need the little bit longer for the green book. The green book's a little taller, and I just did that so they didn't look the same. And so you can cut enough.
Do you just cut them until it's the thickness that you want?
That's exactly, yes. And I hope that I gave everybody enough. If I didn't, hopefully you can find an old book to cut some more, but I think you should have plenty. Let's see here. Now I have seen people take corrugated cardboard and fill it with corrugated cardboard. It works. I don't like the looks of it as well. I prefer the actual pages of the book. And I don't worry about whether it's upside down or not. No one's going to try to read it.
So instead of taking these books that Maggie is provided in all of the kits, some people just use like a piece of thick cardboard and put in the middle.
And I've seen that done. Okay, so now you've got a thickness that's going to fit in there about like that. Okay? And then what you do is you take, again, we're going to add a little depth.
Maggie's getting inky fingers.
We're going to go along the edges like this. And then what I try to do is kind of do this so that it doesn't just do the edges. Kind of adds a little bit. You don't want it to be brown on one side and...
So we're making these books.
Okay, and then once I've got them a little bit brown, like that, we're going to add a little black. Did you notice, Kelly, I'm using two different...
That is unusual
yeah,
for you.
that's unusual.
Usually,
I'm trying to be good.
Maggie's kind of an artsy person, as you know, and usually she doesn't bother about changing her brushes or putting the lid back on her glue, which I think this glue press is perfect for you, Maggie.
This was good. This was a great idea.
I've been in many videos where I wanted to reach over and put the cap on your glue.
Okay, and then I'm going to do this. Just distress them a little bit.
Janet said her mom, she's made dollhouses and she's made a lot of tiny things, including books.
Oh, nice. Okay, so then what I want, I forgot to tell you this. We're going to distress the edges of these books. And you can
because you don't want them to be perfect,
right? You don't
right?
want them to look new. No, not in a Halloween make anyway. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start with some brown. Going to ink, and then make sure you do the spine too. Sometimes people forget that spine and they just do around the edges.
Well, we were doing a video together once, Maggie, and you told me to add some, I had done brown and you said add some black or something, and that's,
yeah,
it made a big difference.
It does. It's just, again, just looks better. Okay, so see how
Looks like
old
a book
that
cover.
looks?
Yes,
okay,
it's
now
perfect.
in your kit, in your losables, you will get some little rub-ons
Gosh.
tucked, and you'll
Can't believe
also
you were
get
able to do that.
some little, let's
Labels?
see, little, not late here. Let's see. There's
Maggie went through her stash, I can tell.
I did. It was so much fun. Okay, that's a rub-on that I found. Anytime you can get, and Kelly ordered
I
some.
know, because this is the Tim Holtz Remnant Rubs for Halloween. They came out last year, and you can't see the other sheet. There's two sheets. We reordered them because once they're gone, they're going to be gone, and there aren't new ones this year because he changes things up, and I'm glad he does change things up because, you know, we always want different things.
And Kelly, I want to show you. I have had, every time they come out, I buy them. I've used these in classes and in kits.
Oh, look at her.
They're all cut up, but I cannot throw any of these away
Of
because
course not.
I will use them. And so, okay.
I think we'd all like to go to your house, Maggie. And see
No,
your
you
stuff.
wouldn't.
See your stash.
It's not good. Okay, so I'm going to just cut this down a little bit. This is one of your little pieces that you can use to make the front of your book.
It's never too early for chocolate.
Okay, and get out my little trusty,
Your little glue press.
oh gosh, I love this thing. All right, and we're just going to add that to the front of the book. Give it a little interest, and then we're going to take this little rub-on, and you should have a couple in your kit to put on. I didn't put it on the one that was laying
Yeah.
down. Okay, and we're just going to lay it on here like this, and I do not have an official popsicle stick, so we're going to do this.
Of course we are.
And
And you might have the Tim Holtz rub-on tool. That works really well too.
I do have it,
I
Kelly.
think you have one.
I
Maggie.
love it.
So while you're doing that, I want to point out that you'll notice that on this one vial, she's got green paint that she poured inside of it, right, Maggie?
Yeah, I poured it on the inside.
And you could use other colors. We do have a green. We have a purple that would be really good if you wanted to do that.
And if you wanted to use the glow-in-the-dark
Oh,
stuff, you could
my
do that
gosh.
also. And
That
I'm
would
not
be
sure,
great.
can you mix that glow-in-the-dark with paint to make it glow?
You can, but if it gets too dark, it doesn't glow anymore.
Okay.
Teresa's mixed it. If it's a light color, you're good. But you could put some glow in the dark around here anyway. In
Okay.
different places.
I thought of that
Oh my
too.
gosh, that looks just
so
like
now
a
you
book.
just made your book. So now what you're going to do, these are so fun to make, and when I show you how easy the Tim Holtz ones are. Okay, so we're going to take and we're going to fill this whole area in with some glue. And you really want to,
You want a lot?
yeah, just fill in between the score lines. See how I'm puddling it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you're going to take your pages that you have prepared and just kind of stack them so they're all even on that inside edge. And they don't have to be even on the outside edges because you want them to look
Imperfect.
Yes.
Perfectly imperfect.
Okay, so you're going to press that down into that glue. Don't be afraid to puddle your glue. And then you're going to close the book.
Oh my
And then
gosh,
basically,
Maggie.
I just
That's
kept
so
doing
cool.
that and just kept pressing. And
that's how she made these books on the project. And you get what you need to make these in the kit.
you'll make 3 books.
You get all of this stuff, the little pumpkins. You get that little collage paper from Tim Holtz.
So you'll
the
want to
bottles,
set
you
this
get the bat.
aside to dry. And every so often I would just pick it up and kind of do that to make sure that it's a good seal. But look at that.
I know, it looks amazing.
I just love making those books. And then when you get done and it's dry, you can kind of do this with your,
kind of mess
kinda
it up
dog-ear
like
'em.
she did here.
they're so fun. And so yes, you will get a brown one, a craft one, an orange one, and again, remember that this green one is bigger, so save some of your paper strips to make them a little taller. Okay, so in your ephemera pack, this is not included in the kit, but in the ephemera pack,
this is a
again,
bonus.
these are some of the books that you will get, the book covers. He did a great job on these. Look at these, and some you don't even have to cover or put anything on because they're already done.
They're all done.
But look at this red one. That could easily be the red one and the green one. Instant Christmas. Look at that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so, okay, so I'm just going to show you how quick and easy that is. He's got this red one. They are not scored. I didn't worry about scoring them. I just folded them right on those lines. If you can see, like this one, I would just fold it right where you think that spine would be. And don't worry about if it's not perfect, because
These
it's
are
an
old books,
Yeah.
so you don't want it to be perfect.
Yeah, so that's how I would do those. Okay, so I took the red one, folded it on the spines. Again, you would prepare the pages. I'm not going to ink them, but that's what I would do, is do this. And again, let's just put them in here.
Glue press.
And again, puddle it. Make sure that you're putting plenty of glue down. See, now if I didn't have that glue press, this would have been clogged a long time ago.
Yes, it would have, and I would have been nervous
Yes.
thinking about how
Yes.
you hadn't closed up your glue.
Okay, so again, I would prepare these like I showed you. But if you want a newer book, that's okay too. You don't have to ink everything. And then close up the book. So look at that. And lots of them, he's already got his writing and stuff on them.
And Maggie got those out of the Halloween 2023 ephemera pack. She said there's about
12,
12
I
of
think
them
is what I
inside.
counted.
And you know, there's a lot of other good stuff too. Personally, I love the flashcards, Maggie.
I do too. In fact, I think some people's kits got flashcards to stick out. Okay, so there's your books. I did not distress this one. If you don't want it distressed and just want it to look like that. So these are some that I actually made these last year. So I thought it would be fun. Again, I'm just going to show you how to amp these up a little bit. Let's see, how about if we do that? Make a stash.
So do you want to take this book out? Do you want to show it on
Oh,
this project?
yeah.
But look at if you added another book. how
Another
fun that
book,
would
yes.
be.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't even notice that. So let's say you just want to make the kit, but you want to add some more things. I took some rub-ons and I cut out some little, anything I could find, and made so you could made fronts and sides of them. So you could do that. Let's see, you could lay more books.
So you could make more books.
And because this is in the round, I thought you could add a book.
Oh,
Oops,
sure.
You've got bones in there. You could add a book here, or leaned up against here would be kind of cool. And so those are, you can just make books to your heart's content. That's an old saying, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know about make books, but
okay,
to your
so
heart's content.
I have one more thing I'm going to share with you how I did. And this is you're going to get a piece of cheesecloth, and it'll be about 3 feet long when you pull it out. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your carved pumpkin, which is my favorite Halloween color. In fact,
is a good orange.
This is one of my favorite colors of his. It's called carved pumpkin, and see how many times I did that? I didn't count them, but lots.
A lot.
And then you're just going to just mist it enough to dilute it a little bit, and then you're going to ink it by wiping it up, like pretend like you're a bartender and you're wiping the bar up.
Okay, Maggie. So she's using carved pumpkin, and that is one of his distress colors, and it is a really good orange.
Look
It's
at that.
good
Isn't that a
basic
great orange?
Oh, yes, it is.
And then it's going to get all stringy, so take a little bit of time to pull it apart. You'll be glad you did, because it will kind of stick together, but pull it apart so that it's a lot wider instead of this little stringy mess. So take some time to do
This is where
that.
it's going, guys, in the kit. You get the cheesecloth in your kit, like all these other little pieces, and Maggie's showing us how to do some coloring with it. And Maggie, could you do the same thing with Tim's mummy cloth?
Yes. Yes.
So if you are doing other projects, check out the Tim Holtz mummy cloth. We don't have any back here right now, but
I thought
do we?
right here.
Oh, we do. Thank you, Maggie. So here is the mummy cloth from Tim Holtz. And I was going to see.
And you could
you get
do
6 yards.
Yes.
For $4.99.
You could just as easily do that. What I like to do with the mummy cloth is I like to kind of pull it apart and shred it a little bit.
Yeah, you like yours a little more messy.
Yeah, so, and that's easy to do with that, because I did a project last night that I did. I kind of shredded it, and it just pulled it apart.
Is that your project? Because you're going to be back next Thursday in a week.
It was.
She'll be back with a Halloween project, kind of a show and tell.
Okay, so see how I did that? So just take the whole thing and shred it apart like this. And you can dry it, but I'm just going to show you. We're going to start with a little brown. It's too one-dimensional if you would just put the orange down.
Yeah, you want some different colors.
So I put a little bit of brown, and then followed by, and you just pounce a little bit. Not much, because you want that orange to show through, but just enough to take that
and
newness.
Here it is, all done, guys.
And
they get these little tacks.
They get their Tim Holtz little tacks.
My gosh.
And what's nice about those little tacks is they tap in there with a little hammer so easily into this wood. And that's what, you'll get 4 of those, 1 for each corner. So that's how you make this. And you can dry it with a heat tool if you want. There was a couple other things. Oh, I wanted to share with you, again, how to amp it up a little bit. You could add one of these, and you could fill it with, where's that candy?
Now, I'm going to let everybody know that these are sold out. We have a few left, but if you were thinking about these little trick-or-treat, and I saw some of the Tim's makers did put things in them, and they were pretty cool.
Yeah, so you could add that somewhere. These are the tombstones, and if you remember, where did we put the
rub-ons?
Rub-ons. They have the perfect things to rub on those that look great. And
they're sized.
You can take those and add grip paste or texture paste on there.
And those are $4.99.
Yes, and so those are kind of fun. Here's some extra pumpkins. You're going to get a couple pumpkins. They will vary. You might have gotten a medium one and a little one, or a big one and a little one, depending on how they came out in the package.
There those are right there.
I
Do they
wanted
even get
to
those,
share-
They get those little sticks too, Maggie, for the pumpkins?
Yes, you will
my
get. I
gosh.
cut those little sticks up. This is. We have these eyeballs in now. You get what, 8 to a package for $1.29.
And those eyeballs are no longer available from Advantis, so we had to
Yeah.
find another
So
source.
I put one in there. And Kelly, these vials are very, very shiny and clean. And so what I did is I just took a little Distress Collage Medium and rubbed it over the outside to give it a cloudy look. And that's in your
And
directions.
here's the vials. Let's show them what they're like. It's called Laboratory. And they're a cup. Oh, but they even have the little measurements on them.
Yeah, yeah, but I just thought they looked too shiny and new.
Those are $7.99 for 2, and they are glass, and they do have the cork stoppers. So you put Collage Medium on them?
I did. I just
Okay.
rubbed it on there with my finger. And actually, after I got the black twine tied around, I added a little Collage Medium over there. I put a little Collage Medium on the inside lip of this before I pushed this down, so it kind of stays.
So it's glued down.
You will also get these little script pieces of paper. They were Tim Holtz little tissue things with writing on them. So I just inked them up, crumpled them up, and laid them in there. You'll get those. You'll get some peat moss. But see how you can add more books and make it, even more interesting. And then I did coat over this with texture paste opaque crackle and just let it dry, and then I inked over it. Here's a little tip. When I looked at this, I did not use enough orange ink. This needs to be a little more orange. But I mixed it with Distress ink. So all I did was take this and press it down onto my craft mat, and then I mixed it with a little bit of your texture paste opaque crackle. Now this is the same thing as texture paste opaque. It's just crackle, and so you do not heat this to
You let
dry it.
You can see the crackles in there.
You get the crackles, and then once it's crackled, you can take your ink to it and kind of color it and add some color, and sometimes the ink will go down into the cracks, which is kind of nice. But I just randomly put it on with a palette knife. Just
here
laid it on
here
there
and
and
there
just
and
let
everywhere.
it dry. Yes. So this is texture paste opaque crackle. It's probably one of my favorite products. I use it all the time. But I wanted to show you, we have a few of these, Kelly, and I just thought this was intriguing. Okay, I bought these because I love the skeletons. So you could add a skeleton.
Oh my gosh,
on
yes.
there.
Yes, you could.
It was too hard to make a kit using those because they come in a package.
We can only get 3 in a package, and they're $8.99 for the 3 skulls, and you must get 9 bones.
And look at this. See, like you could add it up here.
Yeah.
And you can add Nouveau drops, purple or green, into the
to the
eye
eyes,
sockets.
yes.
So that's something to add too. But I wanted to share with you something that I discovered that you could do is these bones. They're made so that you can break them. I want to show you. I want to show you this. Isn't that cool?
Oh wow! So you can have kind of
So
a
you could
pile of
have-
bones sitting there.
You could have broken bones laying there, like that. I just wanted to show you there's lots of ways to ramp this up and just make it
And Maggie,
even over
they
the
get
top.
this bat too that comes in the kit.
You get
Okay.
2 bats. You get the one that goes in there, and then
Oh,
you
there
get the
it
big
is.
one.
Very cool. It's amazing. And you
Yeah.
could just go out to our Halloween ideology if you want to look for other things to add.
Yeah.
I noticed you brought the drippy candles because they're back in stock.
Yes, you could throw those
So,
in there.
There's lots of possibilities. It's
if
good the
you
way it
turn
is. You
this
don't really have to add
around-
anything.
Again, I wanted this to be what we could do.
Right,
is
in the
put
round.
that right
We'll
there.
call it in the round.
In the round. Just could throw another book there if you wanted to. Oh my gosh, you could just go on and on and on, and you could add more peat moss if you want to. This was something. Again, sometimes things just happen for a reason, but I happen to have cut the books off. I made them too big, so I was trimming them. So these were just laying on my table.
Oh, just
And
little pieces
So then I
of-
just decided to add that to make it look a little more interest to the book.
And she put the collage medium over the top of those too, didn't you?
Yes, and again, that's what I wanted to tell them. After I did that stencil, this texture paste is kind of fragile and it will flake off. So I just took a little bit of collage medium and very gently, after it was dry, with my finger, I just dabbed it on there. And because it dries matte, you don't see it, but it protects it a little bit from flaking. And some of it's going to flake off, but
and Debbie said great table centerpiece, and that's what I was thinking too, or on your mantle, or
you could put this up on a cake platter.
Oh my gosh,
and then,
yes.
Add stuff around it too.
Like I have a spider web placemats, and that would be cool to put it on that on a cake platter.
But anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you today. We do even have extra peat moss packaged for, is that 99 cents?
It is.
And extra cheesecloth packaged for your added
for your
fun.
Pleasure.
Yes.
So Maggie, that's been it's amazing. I love this kit. Like we said earlier, if you want to do a amazing make designed by Maggie, a make designed by Maggie, that's amazing. She's got all the pieces. You get the directions. You get everything you need. It's got great photos. It tells you how to put it together. She's shown us a lot of tips. It's $36.99, and it's nice because it's got, you don't have to go out and buy full packages of things. We've got it split up, and even like to have the bats, you'd have to have the die to make the bats. Well,
yes,
we've die cut the bats for you. So,
and Kelly was nice enough to include full color photos.
Oh
to
yeah,
help
we got
you.
really good pictures.
But you know what? Don't be afraid to try something different. If you want your box like this to be turned up the other way, feel free to do that.
Yeah, you can you've got a starting point, and you can make it your own.
I kind of like how that just ended up falling like that.
I know, you never know. So that's her kit. And then Maggie, we were going to give a shout out about this project, because this is a virtual class on September 26th. Hello, October. And like we said, Maggie's got a lot of Halloweens in the works.
And this kit, it's quite easy to do, so I think you would enjoy taking the class. If you're afraid of getting your hands like this, you will get your hands like this, but it's not hard. This is just a very easy thing, and I have to give a shout out to Kelly, because every time somebody goes by this, they go, "Ooh, I love those eyeballs." And
I have a
Kelly's
thing about
idea.
Google Eyes, so I think it does add a lot. So that is September 26th, and we do have the pumpkin and the bats separate, and we have, what do we have? The pumpkin, the bat,
and boo.
The word boo. We have all of those separate. They're probably about an inch thick. They are like made out of pine, so they are available. And I'm guessing Janet is frantically looking for a link right now, but you will find it. I think if you go out to the Hello October kit, they're attached to it, or if you just go to Halloween, they're out in our Halloween category.
And if you can't make it to the actual class, you can watch it later.
Yeah, it's
or
on
you can just watch and enjoy, and then go back and
go make it
stop
later,
and
or watch it multiple times.
Yes, yes.
So those pieces are available separately. We had a couple people ask. They loved what you did today, Maggie.
Thank you.
It was really amazing. I think it kind of makes this feel doable. Sometimes when I watch and see projects from the Tim Holtz makers, I get a little overwhelmed. And I love it that Maggie's here with us at Memory Bound, and she kind of brings it back down to earth so that we all feel like, gosh, we could do that.
And you know, once you make the basic one, that's the kit, then you just set it there, and as you walk by, you think, oh, I could add a pumpkin
more and
here.
more and more.
I could add another book here, or oh, look, I have one of these. That would be cute sitting down there at the
Get
bottom.
out your stuff. Get out your stuff.
Yeah, get
You got
out
a
your
great start.
stash. Yes. And if you want to show them this screenshot one more time so that helps them make the books, that
And
would
is
be
that
great.
in their directions?
Yeah, it should be in
So
there.
that's in your directions.
The
So
thing
if
is
you've got
most
the
of it's
kit.
already pre-cut for them, so...
Oh, okay. Well, that's nice.
yeah.
Think, Maggie, I think you did a lot of extra things on this kit for us. So thank you, Maggie. This
Oh,
is great.
it was fun.
Hope you all have a wonderful, crafty rest of your day. And we're going to be back tomorrow morning at 9:30. Same bat time. Here, let me do this.
Same bat time?
Same bat time, same bat channel. Same
my
bat,
gosh,
everything.
that's
We'll
funny.
be back tomorrow. So everyone have a great day. And thanks so much for joining us. And Maggie, huge shout out thank you to you.
What do you think?
Oh, there we go. I think we're going to close on her. I hope it's dry, Maggie. That's all I
Thanks
can
for
say.
stopping today.